They made a documentary about my work in the Netherlands not long ago, and
Yeah.
they called it the snowman. You know what a snowman is, a ball, a ball, a ball. And I
Yeah.
always have to simplify things so that people can understand. A human being is like a snowman. The upper ball, the small
Yeah.
one, is everything that has to do with the rational thinking. The
Yeah.
middle ball is emotions, love,
Yeah.
fear, all what has to do with emotion.
Yeah.
The down ball is everything that has to do with sexuality. Now, with these people who are abusers, um, the middle ball is broken. Feeling is very difficult for them. And so they are more the kind of feelings are facts. I feel bad, somebody hurt me, somebody did this to me. But um, most of these offenders who have been hurt,
Mm.
being a victim, and can be healed, it's not difficult. But for some, it's completely broken. And the biggest mistake I hear all the time from psychiatrists and the so-called expert is psychopaths have no empathy. It's the biggest lie ever.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've heard that.
Somebody,
I thought that was true.
no, if somebody has empathy, it are psychopaths. They've been through all this. They have been humiliated. They have been threatened. They have been
Mm.
abused. They have been victims of the 5 forms of abuse.
Yeah.
If somebody knows how it feels to be denigrated, humiliated, installed fear in, it or them. What they do not have, and that's a very important
Mm.
difference, is compassion.
Yeah.
They have no compassion, but empathy and compassion are completely
They
two
be.
different things. Why compassion?
Yeah.
Because nobody was there to have compassion for them when they were in trouble. So they
Yeah.
hate society, they hate people.
Yeah.
They will play their role to survive within society, those psychopaths,
Yeah.
but they know exactly what to do to project their humiliation feelings, their fear, their whatever feeling they can't deal with. They project it on the victim, and they know exactly how to do that. And they love to see the fear of death in the eyes of these children or adults, uh,
Yeah. Because
the
they've been
victims.
made to feel so low when they were children that the only way that they feel better is to push other people down to their level or below them. That's like
Yeah,
typical bully trait. Yeah.
yeah, and they get back at, of course, innocent people,
Mm.
while I often tell the offenders I am treating, why don't you go after him, the one who did hurt you?
Mm.
But when they are confronted with their abuser, with their torture, they regress immediately to the age where they have been victims. So they are
Oh, right.
scared to death. And then it's easier to take an innocent victim and then see their pain. It's a way of getting rid of their frustration, the fact that they had no justice, that nobody was there to help them, even if they gave signals or even if they talked to, my teacher is raping me, and oh well, you will forget about it. There
Yeah.
are such things that happen, but it is
Mhm.
so crucial to help these children immediately, because it's like fine dentelle, uh, lace. A child is like fine lace. And what you see is that these people that abuse them and torture them and whatever, they clean the floor with that fine lace. So it's well, it's destroyed.
Mm.
You can repair a lot, but with some people it's too far. And so what we see then in the snowman is that normally the energy has to flow through the three balls: rational thinking, feelings,
Yeah.
sexuality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, with these people, where it is harmed, it goes like this,
Yeah. Yeah. It
and it
avoids
goes
the
to the
emotions.
sexual.
It
Yeah,
goes straight from mind to sexual. Yeah.
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 And so they lash out, and rape children or adults or whatever. But for most of them, 90%, this can be healed. The heart area, feel. not being afraid to feel, being allowed to be angry when injustice has been done to you. I help them to make a complaint with the police. I help them to find a lawyer to keep up, or even I help them to represent themselves in court, because it's all about money for people, and this is not how it is supposed to be. And I train people in my academy to work like this, and I have one in the UK also who is very, very good. Beverly is very good. I have one in Belgium. He's already working with the courts now, and with probation officers, and he works with the workbooks. I've written workbooks so they can start working with victims and offenders. They are obliged in my academy to work with victims and offenders, and not, oh, I only want to work with an offender. No. You do both or none. You're not coming in my academy. I have a contract of non-confidentiality with criminals, sexual criminals, which I don't have with the victim. But this means that everything shall and can be shared with police departments, justice departments, lawyers of the victims, and even the victims, if they ask for it, on simple demand. And they have to sign, and they all sign.
So you're talking to the offenders as well. You're talking to a lot of them at the same time?
Yeah, and I'm treating them. I have 0 relapse in 30 years.
Oh, that's good. That's
0.
good.
While without specific and specialized therapy, the relapse is 97%. Within an average of 4 days after leaving prison.
Would you say a high percentage of these offenders were also abused when they were children?
Yeah.
Like 99% or something?
No, that's a bit much, but at least 75 to 80%.
Okay. Right.
If you go and have a look in prisons, they know exactly how many have been abused. And that goes over 90%. And then again, you have these 5 forms of abuse. It's not only sexual abuse.
Yeah, you mentioned at the beginning. Yeah.
It's important to tell.
Yeah, so they don't have to be sexually abused to go on to sexually abuse children. They could have just been a victim of one of those 5 abuses, and then they go on.
At least 3 to have the effect of becoming an offender. Yeah.
A sexual abuser, to become a sexual abuser. Yeah.
Or a violent person.
Or a violent, but we're talking, let's just say someone that's sexually abusing children. How many of those 5 do they have to go through before they become a sexual?
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's important to tell people, I think. Yeah. So then they do.
Nobody listened to them, and nobody helped them. And the psychopaths, that's my first book, Child Hunters, where I explain, I've been following up one of the most horrible child killers in France. And I went to prison in the south of France, talked to him in prison. These people you can never release. It doesn't mean we have to be inhuman with them, but you can't let them in society anymore. But if you read how he became like this, all people are shocked when they read the book. First, they are a bit scared because it's about child abuse and murder. But in the beginning, everybody is so hurt by what has been done to that little boy, and they don't know where the story will go. And then further on, they see that he made one of the most gruesome murders on 2 little girls, 8 years. I have the autopsies, I have everything. You have no idea how bad it was. And then they feel guilty because they felt for the little boy.
They felt guilty?
They feel guilty because in the end, they see what this little boy who had endured in his childhood had become himself a criminal, an awful criminal. And they felt guilty that in the beginning they felt compassion and empathy for that little boy. This is you do not understand.
Because so let's just take this criminal that's in prison right now for killing a child and raping a child, let's say. What was his name?
In my book, it's Jan. It is Christian Vargeloving.
Christian. So you're saying that when he murders the child, he looks at this child and it reminds him of when he was a child himself. Is that what you mean?
Oh, it's only the anger that comes up because he probably killed more than 10 children. He, I have 1,000 pages
Yeah.
handwritten from him, and in the end, he says, "Well, you're smart enough. You know how I function. You know my profile. It's up to you to find out where the others are."
Oh, that's horrible.
Now he's dead.
Absolutely
He
horrible.
died in prison.
Why
But
was he guilty though? Why did he feel guilt? That's what I didn't understand.
he didn't feel guilt.
He didn't feel guilt.
No,
I
no,
thought I thought you said that he felt guilty because, and then you mentioned something about seeing the child, and did I hear that?
no,
No?
no. He absolutely not. He even went
Right.
to see a psychiatrist before he
Right,
killed the
okay.
two girls, telling them that he had very, very violent fantasies. And the psychiatrist said that, oh, as long as it's only fantasies, it doesn't matter.
Oof. Nothing's
But he
done about
takes
it.
it serious. But
Absolutely. They don't take
you
it
don't
seriously, do they?
become, no, you don't become a psychopath just like that. What I mean with this book is, first, he was raised in a family with extreme violence. The father, an alcoholic, extreme violence. His mother ended up in a hospital many, many times. Then
Hmm.
his I separated the two stories because it was too awful to put in one story. But the second part is about the girl, Henny, who has been raped from the age of 2 or 3 by the father and his friends and all that. And abortions later on were committed on the kitchen table. And his sister slept in his room, so he witnessed all the rapes on his little sister.
Hmm.
Um, and then she fled. I found her. She was living with a priest in Germany. I talked to her too. It's awful. It's all in the book because I wanted people to know that we are making our own psychopaths. They're just not born. Some are born with tendencies to psychopathy, but it depends on the upbringing, how this can be directed.
So what is the definition of a psychopath, and what's the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath?
Oh, well, people use those words just like that, and he's a narcissist, and he's this, and
Yeah.
borderline. There are nine criteria for the borderline. And in my last book, I make comparison with the points of the borderline and the psychopath, and it are the same, except that the psychopath will kill, and the borderline will more have tendencies, not all, of course, but it are degrees, tendency to crime, but not necessarily violent crime. So, but you have to, and most of the people have several of these points, but um, not so outspoken. For instance, they are shallow. When you talk with a borderline or a psychopath,
Mhm.
oh, they know everything about art. Until you start to ask, yes, but Rembrandt, he was this or he was that, and they're lost. They don't know. It's very superficial.
Mm.
They spend a lot of money. They are addicted to many things like gokken, casinos, casinos,
Yeah.
spending a lot of money on cars, and so there are nine criteria for this. And then you have the narcissistic ones. And then you can make a psychopath in two ways: by lack of love, no love, or too much love.
Oh, right.
These are the children that become the most dangerous psychopaths you can imagine. Too much love it's not never the fault of my little boy. It's the teacher, it's this one, it's everybody. That girl, well, she didn't have to be in the street there at that time of the day.
Mm.
So there is overprotection, and not only from mothers, but also from fathers. I don't know if you followed a while the Halloween murder in on that island there.
Halloween Massacre?
No,
No.
her name was Halloween. Halloween.
Oh,
She's never
sorry. I thought
been
you said
found.
Halloween. Sorry.
No, it looks a bit like it, but
Halloween.
The father was a judge from the Netherlands. It was in Aruba or the islands.
Sorry, where are you talking in America? Or
Yeah, it was an island.
an
She's never
island,
been
Hawaii?
found. No, there's so many cases, my
Yeah.
head, it explodes of something. But it was the father who overprotected his boy.
Okay.
And now he's in prison in Mexico for another murder.
Hmm.
But these are
That's
people you can't restore
You
anymore.
can't restore them, no.
No,
They can't find that middle ball
no,
again,
it's
no.
gone.
It's gone, has it?
And
Really?
it's never their fault. It's always somebody else's fault.
In their minds, you mean?
Yeah, I had a case just after the Dutroux
Hmm.
case. It hardly came into the newspaper because it was too gruesome. Well, uh, our parents, not wealthy, but have enough money,
Hmm.
and they decided they had two daughters. One was, I think, 18 years of age, and then the other one was 13 or 14 years of age. And the parents wanted to go for a weekend to Germany.
Hmm.
And they thought, okay, they're old enough, we can spend 2 days without their parents.
Hmm.
So they went and they told the youngest one, don't let your boyfriend in. They couldn't stand him. They didn't want this guy around their daughter. Of course, you know how it is when you're 13, mommy, daddy gone. And the boyfriend came in. They've been watching all day horror movies. At midnight, the girl says, I'm gonna sleep. And she went upstairs, she went to bed.
Oh my God.
And then he had put paper in each bedroom and put fire on it. But it didn't burn long. Now her sister of 18 came home, I think 5 in the morning, and she finds her sister on the driveway like this. Big panic, of course, police there, parents uh, called. Now they found him quite fast. I think he was 16 years old, the criminal. But then the funeral had to be arranged, and the mother of the victim is in the bakery to order all kind of food for the funeral.
Hmm.
And the mother of the killer comes in. And you know what this mother of the killer said to the mother of the victim? If you wouldn't have gone to Germany, this wouldn't have happened.
Oh,
That kind of people are evil to have children because it's not his fault. You should have stayed home. And you will hear that very often now because there are a lot of narcissist people they are bringing up these days.
yeah.
It's
That was
always,
actually that's like the Ronnie Cray and Reggie Cray were totally worshipped by the mum. They could do no wrong
yeah,
in the eyes of the mum. Is that kind of thing, isn't it? They're grown up thinking that they're better than everyone else and they have
absolutely.
higher status than everyone else and they're entitled to whatever they want. That entitlement gets set at an early age, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Incredible. And not punishment. No punishment. Never. It's always somebody else's
Somebody else's
fault.
fault. So that's how you create
They are the most
yeah,
dangerous, and that are the
yeah.
ones we can see now governing in the West.
They were either not
Narcissistic.
loved or loved too much. Yeah.
Yeah, they are loved too much.
Or put through programming. They could be, I think, a lot of them.
Also, but it's a kind of programming anyway. If
But I
you
mean,
program
trauma
them to
based.
think that
Yeah.
all the others are stupid and it's
Mm.
never your fault, it's a kind of programming also.
Yeah. Just going back to, you remember you mentioned about the politician. I don't know if you finished that bit, but do you remember you said they were talking about Bilderberg and then you were like, how can you not know about Bilderberg? What happened to this person, this politician?
Premier, my country now.
Oh, right. Okay. Right.
He's now even the representative of Europe for 6 months.
Mm. Mm.
Alexander de Croo.
Mm. Yeah. And why did you bring him
Out
up? I
their
can't remember
childhood.
why you brought him up, but I can't remember why. There was something about there's a reason why you mentioned him.
Uh, yeah, it's about the fact that they lie. They
Yeah.
pretend not to know things while they are in it.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
They are in it.
Yeah. Mm,
For me, since I was a child, the lie is the biggest sin. Always.
mm,
Everything starts with lies.
mm. But children also have to lie to protect themselves sometimes, otherwise they get hit or, they get punished, right? That's how children start lying.
But you have to punish them if they lie.
Not
In
always. I
our
mean,
society, even in the social media,
yeah.
you don't know what is a lie and what isn't anymore.
No, I know, I understand that. I'm just saying, let's say a child knocks over a drink on the floor and then the dog's running around the house and they know that they're going to get punched in the face if they say it's them. They said, "Did you knock that drink over?" And then the dog's running. You'll probably blame the dog, and that a child will do that, right? And then they don't get hit. So for me, that's not a bad thing. Like if a child says that, it's not
No, it's self-protection.
exactly. Yeah,
We're
that's what I mean.
talking
Yeah.
about very, very rational thought of lies.
Deception, deliberate,
Deception. Yeah,
intentional,
yeah,
premeditated deception. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what we have with these politicians. It's like one big giant lie that we're being deceived
incredible.
everywhere. It's
And it
hard to
never
get any
stops.
truth out of anything. It's look at the last
Like the
4 years.
musician with the head.
Yeah.
They pull out a white rabbit.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, I put out another one.
Yeah.
Another lie,
Another
another
lie
lie.
to back up the other lie and like yeah, lie, lie.
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
incredible? So anyway,
Mm.
those criminals on the highest
Yeah.
levels, or most of them are involved in sacrifices with children.
So then the people at the very highest levels, like we're talking politicians, presidents, prime ministers,
Yeah,
like your
most of them.
Rockefellers,
You can't reach that level if you're not blackmailable.
and their bloodlines, but they also get blackmailed as well. They probably got on tape themselves raping children, and it's probably on tape, right?
Probably will. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why the Epstein story came out. Jeffrey Epstein was used to
It's
blackmail.
an industry.
Yeah. I've also
Epstein
heard
was an
that
industry.
I've also heard that some of these people they willingly film themselves raping children because it's like their alliance with the cult. It's like their way of saying, "Yep, don't worry, I'm be loyal. I'm not going to leave this cult. You can film me raping this dog or this child." I've also heard that
Absolutely.
as well.
Yeah. And they
But,
get a copy and they watch it and they
phew.
relive their fantasy again and they masturbate while watching it.
Do you think they enjoy it though, or do you think there's anyone that do you think they don't? Some of them don't want to, but they like you said earlier, like they were forced to, or do you think at that level they're so deviant, they're so evil that they just really enjoy it?
I think that everything that has to do with guilt and feeling of guilt or compassion is gone. They are only focused on the material things and the benefits of doing this. It's a bit like
Yeah,
Regina
yeah,
said, well, but I like this. Uh, of course, she didn't like it, but she knew that if she didn't get this man involved in being blackmailed later, that she would suffer seriously.
yeah. You mentioned at the beginning, what the one that had to corrupt the sportsman, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
And the sportsman is someone that was just pretty normal, but they knew that they had to go along with this to kind of be accepted into the network, the system.
well, yeah, most of them do that,
Mm.
but this man didn't want
You didn't
to.
want to, yeah.
Absolutely not. In the end, he did it because she said that she was going to be punished severely.
Yeah.
They are trained. They are trained
Yeah.
how to do it. Uh, I think they confuse you. And anyway, I think they already use coke on beforehand and then drinks and
Mm.
well to take the brakes off.
Yeah, of the
Something like
people
that.
to make
Yeah.
them lose their inhibitions and
Yeah.
not care so much. I've also a friend of mine was in the music industry, and he was saying that they have parties where they corrupt the musicians and get them sleeping with underage girls, and then they then progress these people and they give them like the best. They get them into boy bands and girl bands, and they work hard to give them sign them to a record label and
But
yeah.
they will not immediately present the baby to these people. like you said, young girls underage, and then lower and lower and lower, and then it goes smoothly,
So they take
Like the
them from
frog in
like,
the hot water.
yeah, frogs. So they get them with like a 16, 15-year-old girl, let's say.
Yeah,
And then that next time they'll like introduce someone a bit younger, a bit younger, a bit younger, right?
12, 10,
Is
8.
that how it works? That's how
Yeah,
it works. Okay.
yeah. But there are perverts that really, really
Yeah.
kick on babies, raping babies. And if you see in the
Yeah.
Netherlands, you can
Yeah.
have a book about how to rape a baby.
What
Yeah, and they do not
the
forbid
hell?
it.
They
How to
haven't
rape a
forbidden it.
baby. Yeah, no, it's not forbidden.
What?
No. So you see the perversion of our entire Western societies.
It's all messed
Yeah.
up, isn't it? It's completely
It's
messed
seriously
up.
messed up, yeah.
And then you were saying before about the that person that was bribed and they were given 1 million, well, we believe to be like 1 million euros, and then they were teaching like the sexualization of children, and
Yeah, that's
that's all come
important for
from
the
Alfred
children.
Alfred Kinsey,
Kinsey,
all
yeah.
Keynesian education, like that sexology research.
I wonder, I don't
Hmm,
remember whom it was, but
yeah,
a victim who was talking about me, about something, and all of a sudden I thought, oh, wait, this could be a victim from the Kinsey Institute, because nobody knows where these children are.
yeah,
Nobody knows that. Where are these victims that were masturbated 12 hours a day? Babies. I know Kingsley, the case of Kingsley, very, very well. And all these people have been put there by Zionists,
right,
all
okay,
of them. But also Salvatore Dali, Einstein, all these people that, well,
right, yeah,
that carry the Western world have been put there by Zionists, all of them,
yeah.
or were Zionists.
Or were, yeah. And when we mean Zionists, we're talking about like Rothschild Zionism. We're talking about like a satanic bloodline that operates under the guise of Judaism. That's my understanding anyway. They're not real Jews, they're pretend Jews.
No.
They're
They
Satanists.
hijacked
They're
the Jews.
hijacked Judaism. They've
But
based
they
it, yeah,
hijacked every institution.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
They
They-
send their people in and then they give sponsor money. I am now investigating the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in Arlington.
yeah.
Has been hijacked. People are giving
Yeah, yeah,
donations,
yeah.
but there's nothing there anymore. People are not aware of it, but I'm investigating this.
These charities, especially children's charities, they're just cartels, they're mafia, they're just collecting
Are
money.
all infiltrated, all of them.
All of them. Yeah, you can't trust any of them.
No,
No.
no. It's really sad because what help is there now for victims?
Yeah, and you can't trust the care homes either, because I've spoken to people that were gang raped in care homes, social services, and they even invited like Lord Mountbatten and royalty to come down, and then they would
I'm a
send them.
victim of this.
You
I'm a
spoken
victim.
to a victim, or
Yeah,
you
yeah.
spoken to a
I
victim?
know
Yeah,
him very well,
yeah.
Anthony.
And they were like told to run naked through the woods, and they would chase these kids through the
Yeah,
woods and stuff. They're
yeah.
called the chase, and then you have the TV show The Chase, which is a little bit like, so
But
yeah,
it is based on a novel written in France. I have that novel somewhere, but I have so many documents.
yeah.
It is a
Hunger
novel
Games.
of,
Sounds like Hunger Games, no?
yeah, but it is based on a novel written 200 years ago.
Yeah, it's sick, the stuff that you can't trust. You just can't trust any of the institutions anymore. They're completely
No,
corrupted,
but I've been warning
infiltrated.
for this for 30 years. I
Yeah,
don't any institution, but it's got worse
it's
since.
got worse. What do you make of this LGBT stuff where they're talking about there was a TEDx talk that said, oh, um, we should go easy on the pedosexuals.
It is an our responsibility to reflect and to overcome our negative feelings about pedophiles and to treat them with the same respect we treat other people with.
This is sick. That's like a line you don't cross.
See, no, there is a Jesuit once who came. He was responsible for uh, social problems in the streets in Brussels, and he
Mm,
came very often at my place years ago. And I was really upset about things. I don't remember what. And he said, give me a child under the age of 10, and it will always be mine.
Ooh.
He was one who had then been promoted to the Center of Equality and everything, Johan Leman Centrum. Johan Leman Centrum. He was a Jesuit, and he told me, give me a child under the age of 10, and it will always be mine. And that's fucking true. It is true. You break a child, and it's yours. They will always fear you, and they are there with their anger, and they will act out on the wrong people because they have no justice. We have no justice departments anymore. It's finished. We have no judges anymore. Because those who are maybe good judges, they should have stood up a long time ago, and they don't.
They don't. Yeah.
So it's fact. It's fact.
It's fucked, yeah, and it's fact.
Yeah.
It's fact and it's fucked. Yeah, no, I thought you said it's fact, and then I was like, no, you said fucked. I'm like, that's true as well. It's fucked and it's fact. Yeah. Look at Jimmy Savile. Look at how the BBC looked after him for decades. They all knew he was like raping children in the building there, as well at the BBC. And there's even people now in the BBC who are paedophiles, then like they're being protected, just like Jimmy Savile. So it's all, but people still watch the BBC and they still pay their TV license here, and everyone's just like, oh, it's just Jimmy Savile. Don't worry, it's just a one-off. It's not a one-off. This is like everywhere. It's completely saturated full of these paedophiles, like a network.
Yeah, well, when you're working for so long in this area and you have so many victims, and then all these names come back, and the victims don't know the other victims. You have no idea how many names I have.
Are we allowed to say any names of the top people?
Top people. And most of them premiers of countries.
Premiers, yeah.
Prime ministers.
So you've spoken to victims who have been of the politicians.
I'm still working with them all the time.
Well, and they've been raped by presidents and prime ministers.
Yeah, and it's always the same names, and they don't know each other.
Yeah, it's so consistent.
They did not come out with it because then they put them in mental health hospitals.
Yeah.
I think if you would do an investigation in mental health hospitals, my God, I think it will blow your mind.
Yeah.
About these people, when you really are listening to these people, but they put them away.
Yeah, of course they would. They'd kill them probably, Yeah.
Yeah, but or they are on medication. Oh, but he's on drugs. Oh, she's she's on medication.
Crazy. Yeah,
She has a mental disorder.
Yeah,
sure.
That's why they can't speak out.
They're not telling the truth.
Yeah, that's why they can't speak out. I mean, even just from me doing this podcast, and I interview a lot of different people, all their stories connect, and they're from all around the world, and they don't know each other, and yet all their stories are consistent.
Strange,
how is that possible? Strange, how is it that all their stories are backing each other's up if they don't know each other? So, it's just...
These days you could say, well, that's because of the internet. But if there are things coming up like Spain, sperm banks.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about it on the internet.
Yeah.
Nobody, because nobody found out yet.
That's wild about the sperm bank. So is that still there, that sperm bank?
I don't know if it's still there. But I have the papers of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the and other things, the things that have been invented 100 years ago, beautiful things to heal people. I have one of them, one of my victims. Wait a minute. I'm going to take the box for a minute. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Go. Yeah.
Gone. The father of one of my victims, who worked also in Nazi Germany, because he invented this.
Right.
This is a tool. I did some research, and now it's all gone. I think I saved it. Centicure X11. It is a tool, looks very modern for this day. Because it has been invented almost 100 years ago. And I was really amazed. Because, look, you see, it even has plugs.
Yeah.
We use here on the continent.
What is that then?
Well, this has to do with frequencies. And
yes,
I found studies in Russia. Well, you have to plug it in here, you see.
Bioresonance. It's bioresonance therapy. Yeah. Lots of frequencies. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're hurt or you're suffering from something, you plug it in the electricity, and you go over it,
Mm.
and it disappears. Now, if you go on the internet and you look Care, that's a new tool. It looks like this. Wait, I'll put it here. It looks like a high. Oh, I can't.
Can't see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a phone for your heart here, because they cannot sell it as being a healing tool because of the pharmacia. Now this one is exactly the same, and it has another form, but it does the same. And then I found studies on it, Russian studies, where they tried this out 70, 80 years ago on horses with malformations in the hooves,
Yeah.
the feet. Yeah, and it healed.
Wow.
Then they started to try this out on young people who had severe motor accidents. Their bones healed tremendously. So there have been studies on this thing.
Yeah.
He has been recruited by the German to develop this stuff and all that. So it's not that I don't have it. I have it, here. See, I have
Why
it.
don't you use that on your brain?
But I'm using the other one, the new one, but
Yeah.
I dare not use this one because I don't know what it does. And I should have an engineer have a look at it and say, oh, yeah, well, this is great. But
Yeah,
you
you
see,
need to know what you're doing with that. Yeah.
yeah, the fact that there is this on means frequency.
Of course,
This
yeah.
frequency.
Yeah,
It
I would say
heals.
make sure you know what you're doing with that,
Yeah, oh, God knows, maybe I start rotting.
Well, because I'm just thinking they could I don't want to sound conspiratorial, but they could set bad frequencies and then you're using it on your body, so just
Yeah, well, but this, I found documents about it on the internet, but now it's all gone. I don't know how that comes, so many question marks we have. Centicure, but there's no instruction in it anymore. That's pity. So I don't know how to use it.
My friend has a similar thing. It's bioresonance therapy, and there's a special machine for it as well. And yeah, it costs a lot of money, but he does healings with this. Yeah, that's why a lot of these wealthy people, they live till they're like 90, 100. Some of these people,
Yeah,
up
but
until
they
this
have.
year, you'd never normally get royalty getting cancer either. Up until this year,
Oh
and
yeah, but
suddenly,
now in the UK,
yeah.
Kate and
Prince
other one.
and King Charles, which I'm like, it feels like a dodgy, doesn't feel real.
Maybe it's ready to escape in their dungeons, in their underground palaces.
Yeah,
I think they start to fear.
they're fearing, aren't they? They're
Yeah,
running. They're running.
it's not going the way.
No, it's not going their way. I wonder if have you heard anything about the royals, the royal family in England?
Oh yeah, sure.
Have
Very
you had
strange.
victims talk about them or not?
Yeah, I have one in New Zealand who she sent me pictures even of her brother and sister who are still involved. She's not. She's just a simple good woman. And having dinner with Andrew, and I have the pictures.
Oh wow.
I'm not just saying things,
Yeah.
If I cannot back it up, I just keep my mouth shut. But I have these pictures, and her mother and all. My mother has been sent from Amsterdam to Australia, and there she married when she was a baby. Then I don't know exactly. I'm trying to reconstruct the past because it's important. The past is very, very important. She must have been in an orphanage or something. So there is child trafficking, and it's much huger than we think. I should read my book, Little Sinners, Church and Child Trafficking. It is all organized by the Vatican. In the Vatican also, they have had an orphanage where these children that were stolen were brought to the Vatican, and from there they were they were sold to the highest bidders in the United States.
And
And I
in
have
England.
one of the victims who lives in the United States. She's very happy, but she has been stolen like this, and she passed by the Vatican, where they put them in nice clothes, and and then the highest bid.
So the royals are in
It is not
contact.
new.
The royals are connected to the Vatican, right? And they would get children sent to them from the Vatican.
Yeah. And anyway, what did she do in Canada?
Hmm.
The Queen.
Well, I can't remember.
Well, Canada, in fact, is still
Common
the
British.
property of
Yeah.
the royals of England,
Yeah.
no doubt. But she went to visit there, and she took 50 children with her for a day in nature, never been seen again.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just going back though about the royals. So the royals, you've spoken to victims who were raped by royalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are still involved. Their families are still involved with the royals. Yeah.
Their families have sold them to the royals. Yeah.
They interact on the same level.
Yeah.
They have dinner with them. They go in restaurants with Prince Andrew, and I have the picture.
Is it Prince Andrew or others? Is there
No,
more?
no. It is Andrew and others.
And
Because
others.
these are private pictures. Nobody knows.
Yeah. Have you heard anything about William and Harry? Are they like, Harry seems a bit like not interested in going along with the family. Is he also part of it?
I'm not sure. You should find the book. I think you can have it again. It was on the index list in Europe. So I was in Los Angeles, and there were still 2 books to find, and it is it's about an air hostess from planes who got married with one of the highest in Belgium, the Borggraven royals, not royals, but elite. And there were only 2 books left, and you couldn't get them in Belgium. And it's Dangerous Liaisons, where she describes that, and she isn't saying everything. I think now she has been saved by the security of the United States in Belgium, and they just got her out of this country, just to say, country of nothing. But of course, we have all the institutions here: NATO, United Nations, European Union. It's all here in Brussels. You see, it's evil. And she was then introduced to I think 2 boys of the Borggraven, 2 little boys, and they wanted her to have sex with them. She's an American, and she thought, these people are crazy. What's this?
Why?
And then also they had these parties in the castle near Brussels, and everybody was there. All the high society was there. And it was so strange. She explains in her book that at a certain point, all the time there were pornographic pictures projected on the walls, all around, having sex with multiple people. And then at midnight, it was like there was a sign going up, and I think this is a castle with maybe 300-400 rooms. And they retracted all into rooms where they had sex with 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And then the day after, she said she was forced to have sex with several too. And then the day after, she said it was so strange. They were all dressed up, nothing happened, and they were having breakfast as if nothing ever happened. She had to flee out of this situation. Jacques de Borggraven committed suicide, but there already was a big discussion that he married her because she was not a Jew, and very, very racistic. And it are women. Don't underestimate women. Women are worse than men, really worse than men. Yeah.
In these
Also
worlds.
torturing. Yeah.
How are they worse?
Also,
Doing what?
Well, in torture, I refuse. I've said that in many interviews. I refuse to work with women because I punch them in the face. I couldn't understand. It's only in '94 that I realized, having practice placement in Birmingham, working with child sex offenders and all that, that I saw 4 women there, and I thought, what are they doing here? And they were child rapists. I couldn't believe it. But okay, now we are 30 years further, but I have seen a lot of victims of women. And women are so much more sophisticated, so much more cruel than men.
What do they do? What are they doing that's crueler than men?
It's more the finer torture. I had a little boy who had been, the traffic from within schools is also a big problem. And he told me that his teachers put a rubber around his little penis. He was 4 years old.
Yeah.
And then it started to swell, and then they take the rubber and they pull it, and it was very, very painful. And I heard other things committed by women who are, can't almost not describe. Women have apparently more fantasies, evil fantasies, that men are more the brutes, and don't underestimate women.
Why do you think that is? Like, why are they crueler? Why they have these like more evil
We are
fantasies?
different than men, and maybe in a way we have to, as women, suppress more anger than men do. And I don't know. They should make studies about that, but of course, if they deny that it is a case, so why would they do studies? A bit idiotic, no? There's so much that has to be done. Well, I only have 24 hours a day, just like you, and I have to switch languages, and then in the
I
end,
know, bless you.
collapse.
Yeah. By the way, we've been going on. I'm so grateful for your time, Karine. And I know that it's difficult for you because you've with the your injuries, and you're always thinking, and you've got a lot going on. So I
I'm
really, really
always
appreciate
working, yeah.
always working, always helping people, trying to fight the evil on the planet, which is what you're doing. And you've got, as you say,
Yeah,
people are trying to blackmail you, bribe you, kill you. I
yeah,
mean,
kill me
you're
in
an
operation room.
absolute warrior. I mean, it's just incredible to talk to you. I just feel so
Yeah, and
blessed,
then the threats from
honored.
within police departments from other countries
Yeah.
that I'm not going to survive. That, oh, well, we heard you're going to Eindhoven. I said, how do you know? They can't intimidate me.
Have
I
they
live.
tried to kill you then?
Oh, this, yeah. Well, they said they were. I was not going to arrive there, and I said, well, we'll see. And I just dropped the phone. But then in an operation room, they threatened me a week before, saying I had a thyroid operation. Nobody knew about it. And
Yeah.
then I had the threat saying, oh, there are people dying during such a surgery. Click. And I was talking to a friend of mine who was doctor. And she said, oh, I'm going to come with you to the operation room. I said, come on. No, the surgeon recognized me from the media. He's going to think I'm a lunatic. No, just say that I've never been there during an intervention like that. I'm allowed to be there. Well, if she wouldn't have been there, I would have been sitting here talking to you. The surgery went well. The surgeon left, and then somebody comes in, but they have their stuff on those green things, and he takes an ampoule. He opens it and he puts it in the Baxter, and then another one, I put it in. And my friend Anne goes to the trash bin, and she takes it out, and she says to the nurse who was cleaning everything, do you put what's the name again? It's a blood thinner, a serious blood thinner. Do you put this in a Baxter after such surgery? She said, no. She said, look, and she showed the trash bin, and she said, 2 of them. Immediately they pulled out all this syringe in my hand. I would have been bled to death inside. Well, complications. These happen.
So they actually have people working in the hospitals that are part of the network that they
They
assign.
send somebody in, and they
send someone in a.
They take a thing, and they're
Really,
and
they
they
go in
in,
like
and
that.
nobody questions.
What, they can just like quickly sneak into the hospital and pretend to be a doctor or something.
Yeah.
Wow. Gosh.
But
Yeah.
this, these aprons are hanging there and these things, and so they just take it, they
Bloody hell,
put
yeah.
it on,
I mean,
and
we know what happened in the last 4 years. Like the elderly were being put on remdesivir and midazolam, these
yeah,
drugs that were killing them, and then
yeah,
it was going down as a COVID death. And the
and
NHS were doing it, and they knew it was killing them, but they were saying, "Look, we're just following orders. We're told
oh
by
yeah,
the World
sure,
Health Organization we have to do this." So you can even have like good people, well, you'd think they're good people, normal people, killing people,
cowards,
hundreds of people with these drugs. They know that midazolam actually goes into lethal injections in America, you
yeah,
know and they were killing the elderly off, and they were just saying, "I'm just following orders," just like the Third
like
Reich,
Germany,
like
like the
Germany,
Nazis,
they're
yeah,
not just like the Nazi era. So it
so
goes to
incredible.
show that they don't even have to be that evil to carry out these things. Sometimes you can
No,
normal people do this,
we've seen it here with these jabs. My God,
No, I know, it's unbelievable. And then everyone's just like making you the bad person for not wanting to inject this into your arm.
but many regret having had them.
Well, I
But it's
know
too
it's all
late,
coming
isn't it?
out. It's all coming
Yeah,
out, isn't it? I mean, we're seeing footballers, athletes dropping dead every weekend
yeah,
now.
and
It's
young
just like, how
people.
obvious does it need to get before it's like, hello,
It's
look,
a genocide.
it's a genocide. It's a Holocaust.
Yeah, and I knew this since 2002, and I didn't believe it.
Who
I
was it
didn't.
that told you that they were going to wipe out 90%? Who was it?
Head of state security.
In Belgium.
No, Switzerland.
Oh, in Switzerland. Okay. And did he say it was going to be with a jab or not? An
No,
injection? No, he didn't say.
no. And I don't ask questions because in my
No, no.
questions they know what I am interested in. I don't give anything. I didn't even know where I was. I was in his
Mm,
private cabin there.
mm,
Um, and I don't ask because then otherwise,
mm.
it's the same. Don't give me a file of a murder, okay? I go from scratch. Where did it happen? Where did they do it? Use the
Yeah,
right words. It didn't happen. They did it. And I heard you talking with Anneke Lucas for a part,
yeah.
and and everybody uses this. Oh well, this happened and this happened. No, it didn't happen. They choose to do it. They did it. Put the right words on the right event.
Exactly.
Because what happens? A storm, a lightning, a flood. These are things that happen. There's nothing we can do. But killing children, raping children, torturing children, it's a choice.
Mm,
So they did it. And all my offenders that I treat, they are forbidden to use, yeah, I know it happened. Immediately I focus and I say, you what?
mm.
What? Oh, yeah, well, sorry. Yeah, I did it. Put the blame fucking where it belongs.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because they're disassociating by saying it happened. It's like it's not them. They're
Happened.
not
Oh, yeah,
involved. No
well,
accountability. No
oh, that's
responsibility.
that, isn't it? It happened.
It happened.
You
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
made a choice and you did it. Accept that.
Is that part of their therapy? Is that what helps them not
Absolutely.
relapse? Is when they take full accountability of it? Yeah. That's part of the
Yeah.
process. Yeah.
Yeah, and it works nicely because I had several offenders who told me, yeah, I was listening to the news on television and I heard them say that this happened. And immediately I thought, no, he did it. It goes in immediately. Yeah, it's like a reprogramming, but then with the right words. The
Yeah.
offenders themselves, they said, oh God, I saw on the news that, and he was saying that it happened. And immediately I thought, no, no, it didn't happen. You did it. You did it. Good. Yeah, put the blame where it belongs. And
Yeah.
that's me. And I did it.
And then do they then go through a grieving process, or how do they then, when they take responsibility? Um, I'm guessing some of these people have no guilt, so it's difficult for them to heal from that.
Yeah, but I make reports for the Justice Department because I'm an expert at the Justice Department.
Mm,
And then I put in that even if I have to intervene for the defense of such
yeah,
a criminal, I put in he's too dangerous. You can't let him out.
that's what it has to be. Yeah,
And
yeah,
they accept that. From me, they accept that because I
yeah,
explain to them you can't. When you see Christian van Geloven in my book, Child Hunters, he at a certain point, I was in jail with him and he
mm,
was crying and he said, I can't get free anymore. I can't get free because when I'm watching television and I see children in commercials, I get an erection. I have to jerk me off. He was crying. He said, I can't stop this. I can't. But what do? Release them after a while? He
Right.
killed 2 little girls
Yeah, it's just.
in an awful way.
I
So
mean,
there is a
there
lot of work to do, and a lot of training has to be given to people who work with, especially offenders, because what I see in reality is that these people, therapists working with offenders, have been trained at universities to work with victims, and they treat the offenders as if they are victims. They are not, okay?
Yeah.
They can have been victims in their childhood, but they ain't anymore. And the part of the victim within the offender is treated separately. First, you're going to stop. And on an emotional level, these people, and just look at politics now, they are stuck between 3 and 7 years of age emotionally. And children can be very, very cruel. They will adapt till the age of 12. What we see in reality with politicians is now that they are 12 years old. And because they have no self, has been destroyed, they've watched movies. And they have chosen, like Schwab. He's Vader, isn't he? I have never seen this movie, but from Star Wars or something. And even with his...
I know, it's just like, he's a caricature. He's a parody of evil, like a Doctor Evil kind of character.
Yeah. But they do not play that character. They are that character.
Yeah.
They are that character because they lost their self in abuse and in, I don't know what kind of destruction. And so they start watching movies and reading books and they become that character. And I'd like to have, I've said that, I think on CNN once, I'd pay money to have a confrontation with Hillary Clinton. I'd pay money to have her face-to-face live. I think you can still find that interview somewhere. A lot have been taken out.
What, you're saying that you have spoken to her, you'd like to?
No, I would give money to speak to her.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'd like to see
You will never do that. These people are scared to death.
Racked with evil. Hillary Clinton's got to be one of the most evil people on the planet, I should imagine.
Have you seen the little movie of what she did to that little girl?
No.